Heyo! Welcome back,
Hello.
everybody, for part 4 in this 4-part series about the broader strokes Delphi case. We're running through it. This
Yes.
4-part series will give you a basic understanding of what's going on, and Mo has the deep dives
Yeah.
on her channel. She
Yes.
has an
It is
entire
taking
playlist.
yes, it's taking longer with the memo and the response because I'm trying to create charts and put in pictures because there are all the people.
Mm, yeah, and there are a lot of things I've found during this week that seem I can't find anymore. So I'm starting to think, as Mo said backstage, that they might have asked Core TV and on the C Word to pull back. For instance, the drawings of the crime scene that I found the other day. Can't find that. The diagram of the supposed rune on the tree. Can't find that again. So all of a sudden, we are back to the state actively, as it seems, trying to suppress information to the public.
It does seem that they're arguing vigorously that the cameras not be allowed. It really is an interesting thing because you have Mike or Koberger arguing that cameras not be allowed. And in this case, what? Does it
Hmm?
look like a peen? I have no
Say
idea.
what?
MLS is saying I looks like I have a peen above my head. Don't know.
No.
But, I of course, Sal is like, "Where and why?" Of course. Sal is
the
right
dr-
behind me.
oh,
Oh,
the
yeah,
draw. Oh,
it does look
mushroom
very
head.
phallic.
Uh,
I
uh,
approve. Th
thank you,
it's
David.
hilarious.
I didn't see that before,
No,
and
we're
now I
keeping
can't
it.
unsee it. Yep, we're keeping it.
We're keeping it, and I approve. I do have 6 children for a reason.
And yet you
It's
didn't
only been,
recognize.
what, 3 minutes? It's only been
Hmm?
3 minutes, we're already off topic. It's a
Yeah. Oh,
Ah,
yeah. But part 1 we discussed the actual murder. Part 2 we discussed the absolute silence, almost, for 5 years, where there basically was 4 pieces of information out. Number 1, the sketches, but
yes,
created at the same time, but released 2 years apart.
yes.
And let's do no. Yeah, for instance, the picture on my left, your right, if you're watching this, I think that's the original that was released in
Yes,
2017. We are looking for this person. We are looking for this. Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Then in 2019, they said about this picture behind me here. Uh, we are no longer looking for that guy. We are looking for
No,
this guy. And have you seen a car? Not the type of car, not year, model, color. No, have you seen a car? I mean, oh, thank you.
yeah, and they didn't really say where they were looking for it. They kind of said in a general area, kind of a
Mm.
general time. Again, it's the you know,
Thank you,
we do our
M&S,
best.
for your $5 super chat. Impressive, Dawn. Way to just flop that bad boy down on the table. My God, intimidating.
You know, you guys are making fun of my Halloween costume right now. I
Uh, well,
Is it in poor taste or what? Because I was either that or the, Ted Kaczynski. I didn't know.
mm, mm,
Or the
yeah,
Unabomber.
mm, mm. But what else did we have? uh, Instead of
My
Unhung
infamy
Hero,
is growing.
we have Hung 'em all.
It is the year of 2023. I have accepted my
Mm.
transition.
Yeah, okay. What was the second information? The bullet, which the state only referred to
Yes.
as a bullet, and which in the area, oh, they were shot. Ooh, no, and they didn't release that it was an unspent bullet, only cycled through a gun type bullet. And okay, that could have been interesting information. And according to the defense, the toolmark guy, and again, not a science, but not even a toolmark guy could. What was the actual wording of it? Couldn't exclude Mr. Allen's gun. And that's another way of saying it's not the gun.
Yeah, and the fact that
Mm,
the state has been slow with
mm,
discovery. There are
mm,
the document dump from
mm,
May is littered with, "Why haven't we gotten discovery?
mm,
When are we going to get discovery?" Uh, the memo
mm,
that was just released says they haven't gotten, discovery or photos of them. The transport of the bullet wasn't photographed
mm,
completely, so, like, they have a picture of, I believe, the bullet either in the ground. Basically, the
mm.
chain of custody of the bullet wasn't photographed completely all the way through
No. So nothing
for
about.
the
I
defense.
mean, a toolmark guy saying we can't exclude this gun is is equivalent to we are looking for a black man, and that's it. No height, no clothes, no nothing. It's generic. We can't exclude anything. That's the level of evidence, in my opinion. That is, yeah, why they took in Mr. Allen. Then you had the so-called video, which isn't a video. It is, in my opinion, it's a series of photos compiled to make it the illusion of movement. It's not a video, it's pictures. Then they added
Yeah,
audio to that. And those are not contemporary. What the Jesus Christ, contemporary.
contemporaneous.
They are not contemporaneous. The recording of that voice is not at the same time as the pictures, but the releasings of the video with the audio makes people think, oh, it's that guy who says that thing. And my answer to that is there's nothing to says nothing says we don't know.
No, and they
Ugh.
released so little of it, and then when we got, "Okay, we're going to get, um we're gonna get new information," so we thought, "Okay, we're gonna get new information, we're gonna get more audio," and what we got was, instead of down the hill, we got guys down the hill.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
more that we got, and it was just
Mhm.
maddening. Thank you so much, Crow Eye Red, or Crow Red Eye, sorry.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Go over and
Thank
sub to
you.
Mo. Mo, you're closing in on 400 subscribers.
Woohoo!
Yeah, last I checked was 398 and 399 with the Crow Ride Eye. So
Woohoo!
everybody go over and subscribe. Yeah. So more or less, here's the timeline. July 2017, we are looking for this guy. They
Yes.
released some photos. Then it became a video. Then they released a bit of sound. In April 2019, we are no longer looking for the guy from 2017. We are looking for this much younger guy, and
Yes.
releasing a new word. And then in October of 2022, we changed our mind. We think it's this guy.
Which,
Uh,
I mean,
uh,
he does resemble, the first one. I will give them
mm,
that. I
yeah,
will give them that,
mm, yeah,
but my issue, again, is that he was in the CVS all of those years. Are you telling me that he was in the town, in the CVS all those years?
yeah,
People had talked to him for all those years. He was in bars where
mm,
flyers were hung up. You
mm,
know, he was around people. People,
mm,
this people lived and breathed this case in Delphi, in Indiana. Are you telling me that he was around, people heard his voice, and no one clicked on, gosh, he sounds
yeah,
a lot like not one person said, "Oh my
not one.
gosh,
Yeah, not
he
one.
looks kinda like this dude."
Mm. And
No
I
one
mean,
tried to
if you take the Indiana DMV and post in white guy with goatee, how many adult guys do you think there is in Indiana with the driver's license photo where they have a goatee? I mean, how many live in Indiana? Indiana, dun dun dun.
we're not a huge state, I don't remember, but we're not terrible. I
Population is just under 7 million.
Yeah,
Uh,
so we're right about,
oh,
I think,
Jesus Christ! Thank you, the Japanese Yakuza one. That's about $90. Thank you so
woohoo!
much. As promised, was kind of ducked last week or so on Jazz Stream. If I get more chances to send more, I will. Wait until tomorrow, where I'm
Yes.
having, yeah, where I'm having it's chat faced for charity. Tomorrow I will start at 3 p.m. my time, which is 9 a.m. Eastern time, so I can get our Japanese and Korean friends on stream, and then I will try to not pass out for as long as possible. But thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Jesus Christ, I need to. I don't have the Kabumi stuff, but I can get.
Say farting dragon.
Yeah, I can get you a farting dragon. Ah, thank you. That's very, very nice. Very, very nice. How long will until I fall off my chair or sleep? The rules of the stream is in that stream tomorrow in the description. Hundred
Ah,
bucks
good
to
idea.
yeah, $100 to Sax gives and go, $25 to me, and I take a shot.
Good
So
idea.
yeah, so you
You don't
can
have a liver function test, right after, do you, this time?
not to my knowledge, not to my knowledge. But I passed it last time after my last
Well,
chat
there
faced
you
for
go.
charity. Yeah.
Nick's liver is like, "No, this is we've talked about this."
Mm. Yeah, I might have Dave have some control over it. Here's the thing: if he's
That
drinking too, I mean, this can be. I mean, who?
I just wanna see what court Dave calls this time.
Oh, whew. Oh well.
Okay, so
But oh, yeah.
we do so it kind of goes radio silent because as soon as he gets arrested, the defense puts out the kind of public
Mm,
service announcement kind of thing, and the state gets big
mm,
mad because they're like, we don't want anything out. So there is a gag order put on. The state begrudgingly puts out the probable
mm,
cause affidavit, but everything else is sealed for a long time until May. And that's when they do the document dump. And it took me about 2 months to go through all of it, put it in order. I have a timeline I'm working on. And then there's a lot in that. And then about, I want to say last week, the defense drops this Moab of a memo, and it goes up on the public, you know, oh gosh, the clerk's office thing, and then gets pulled down almost immediately, which is a little odd. But people manage to get.
And apparently people are quite pissed off about what's going on. And I thought I will show people this. Let me, so I am on.
Okay, Mystery Sheet is a local, it's a local, okay, I know who Mystery Sheet is now. I just remembered. Mystery Sheet is a local crime podcast in Indiana. So they were doing, they broke the Keenan. Okay, let me pull up. Let me see if I can share something. It's not quite done.
Yeah, I can read it from here. Here is what they on April 28th, a letter from the court as of the dating of this filing. This letter remains confidential. The filed verified motion for temporary preliminary injunction.
You're going a little robot-y.
Summary, it appears. Okay, yeah, I can see that.
I don't know if it's your
switch to.
I think it might be your internet. So I will tell you, Murder Sheet is they broke the Keenan Kyle angle suspect. So he was the one, Anthony Schatz. He was the fake model that was Instagramming one of the girls. So they were the crime podcast that broke that, and one of the main targets of ire of the state, one of the, pesky internet ding dong, state targets that they didn't like. Keegan Kyle, yes.
Okay. But the amount of papers these ones out, a motion remains confidential. These documents remain confidential. Another letter from April 28th. Verified motion for temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction, notice of discovery, motion to suppress, and motion to convert let bail hearing into suppression hearing, as the record should not be excluded for public access. And there are, so whatever the reason, the court and the state really don't want any information to the public.
And then they get upset when they've created the fertile grounds for conspiracy theories to grow. The Mystery Sheets did a wonderful job. She used to be a investigative reporter. I mean, the problem is that by keeping all of this secret, they look like they have something to hide.
And apparently they did.
And the big thing is I was talking to my defense attorney friend, is the bigger problem is if this ends up, God forbid, in a directed verdict or a not guilty verdict, they are going to have just
whoever killed
a lot of
them,
explaining to.
Yeah,
they're going to have a lot of explaining
them has
to
a
do.
6-year head start.
Lead.
Yeah,
and what have they done? They've they've given them a 6-year lead. They've given
mm,
them all the confidence that
mm,
they have, that they're not looking
yeah,
for them.
yeah.
It's
Mm. And
and
if they
then
find, yeah, if they find them, prosecution says, okay, we will prosecute these, and the defense will say, you prosecuted this
reasonable
guy.
doubt. Yeah, reasonable doubt.
You
They've given
you thought it was this guy. You even prosecuted him.
Yeah, you said it. He had to have done it. This 5-foot roly-poly guy
Yeah,
had to do this.
yeah, all by himself in 1 hour and 17 minutes. Yeah, so there are. Mm,
And I don't know how the judge is gonna rule. I mean, we already had one judge that was so Twitter-pated
mm.
by the media that he recused himself.
Yeah, that's
So,
weird.
yeah, it's Carroll County is not looking very good. It's not showing itself to be very good. I don't know if honestly, I don't know what it's going to take to and I hate calling the feds in, but I mean, this almost looks like it needs some oversight to make sure that more which I don't know that the government coming in is gonna help not shady stuff come in, but
Yeah, but
it
uh,
seems like there needs to be some sort of oversight to make sure that back there needs to be some sort of something. It just
yeah, I mean, they already, if I remember correctly from one of your streams, that they early on said this has the markings of something ritualistic,
um,
according to defense at least.
I believe the defense had already put that forward and the state said no. The
Mm,
state has already said, "No, this was one person." The
mm,
defense has pushed this through beforehand, and I think that when that didn't get through, they finally again, they found a way since the state has put out that, he confessed 4 times. I think this is the
mm,
defense's way of putting out
yeah.
their theory
Mm,
before the court case because,
mm,
again, from what we have from the
mm,
defense, and they've pulled everything from discovery, there is no DNA. There is no electronic, pinging of his cell phone near the crime scene during the timeline that they are using in the probable cause affidavit that
mm,
they claim was finagled.
yeah.
There was I mean, there's nothing tangible in the discovery that links this man either
Mm,
forensically, electronically, or anything else other than that unspent bullet casing. How did he do all of this, move these girls, lay them out,
mm,
regardless of the Odinist
mm,
angle at all?
yeah.
How did he do that and not leave anything of himself? I mean,
Yeah.
I have
Mm,
Thor, you have Jingles. We are
mm,
covered in pet hair. If
yeah.
he had a cat, if he had a dog, how did he do that without leaving anything on there?
Yeah.
That's my
And
question.
the writing on the tree in blood, transfer DNA. Okay, could have worn gloves. Have you tested? No. I mean, it's mind-boggling, but we are going a bit ahead of time. Let's check some of the
Us
articles.
going off?
Mm, yeah, so this is from September 18th. Richard Allen attorneys claim Delphi murders were ritualistic and committed by white nationalist group. The defense claimed Libby and Abby were killed by Odinists. Uh, the defense attorneys for Mr. Allen, the man shot for the killings, filed documents on Monday claiming members of white nationalist group are to blame for the death of the girls. Attorneys Baldwin and Rossi filed a 136-page document which claims Abby and Libby were claimed by Odinist. Odinism, according to the defense, is a pagan Norse religion and white naturalist group. Now, you have to. Aren't they scrolling on the page? Or do I have the. Oh,
I was like, I don't know. Maybe it scrolls, maybe it doesn't.
oh. Okay, I had the wrong page up. Sorry.
No worries.
No worries. Well, it's more or less the here. Odinism, according to the defense, is a pagan Norse religion and white nationalist group. And here I have to insert and say you have to differentiate because the Odin Brotherhood is a fake Aser faith collective of sorts created by Mark Mirabello in 1992. And this is one of many white nationalistic groups that have taken the Old Norse religion and inserted certain aspects of it into their group because, yeah, it's appealing for these pure bloods and other insecure little boys who just we're Vikings, we're Vikings, we promise, we are Vikings. And yeah, yeah, I have opinions.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, I honestly want to go there. If there is a trial in January, I really want to go there.
I was like, "You're welcome to crash here. We have
Hmm?
space. I can't offer you peace or quiet." Those
Oh,
are
okay.
look, I can't lie to you. There will be no peace or quiet.
I crashed there for a couple of nights, and all of a sudden you have six, maybe seven Vikings in your home.
The youngest, most feral wakes up. He's like, "I'm going to invade Denmark." Baker suddenly feels very, very scared.
Yeah.
That's okay. We watched Lion King last night, so all I keep hearing is he'll just randomly come out and go, "Oh, Savannah," and I'm like, "Would you stop?" Just randomly. I just
You can at least learn the entire song.
no, no,
No,
just
no.
just randomly.
Hi, Mads. Oh, what else? The filing claim two groups of Odinists, one from Delphi area and one from Rushville, Indiana, were investigated for their involvement in the crimes. However, according to the defense, they were never made aware of these investigations or the documents surrounding it. Yes, because the state refused to hand over Discovery until
That's
recently.
isn't that a Brady violation? If it was if it's potentially exculpatory,
Well,
I mean, can the state decide what and what is not discovery?
no, but they have many times when they release it because they can claim it to be a work in progress. So if it's not a complete filing or whatever, they can wait. And sometimes, quite often, many things in Discovery aren't released until the day before trial. So for me, that is a practice that if, for instance, if someone ever made me a judge and this was handed to me, we got this last week, okay, we are rescheduling.
Yeah,
That
that's like when your kid tells you the night before, "Do we have any poster board?" And you're like, "Okay, why?"
mm,
Because I have this thing due tomorrow. Also, I have this thing due tomorrow." "When did
yeah.
you know about said thing due tomorrow?" "Well, like 3 weeks ago."
Mm. Tomorrow is Masquerade Day, and I need a tomato suit. Okay, where are you going to get that from? From you. Um, sure. Hannah LK, yes, it's idiotic to demean the Viking or our Old Norse religion with white superiority. They are uneducated and, well, I have opinions. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
There are,
well, and it's never the 6 foot tall, really ripped, very pale and or tan person with, the ice blonde hair. It's always the, guy with the lazy eye and a flipper.
yeah, or in this case, Mr. Mark Mirabello, who is the epitome of genetic superiority,
He's
isn't
the
he?
what did they say yesterday? He's the love child of Bill Gates and oh god, Rick Moranis. He's the
Yeah,
unholy love child of yeah, and he has a worse
mm,
jawline than Bill Gates, which
yeah,
we didn't think was possible.
yeah. So this is the guy who started the Odin Brotherhood in 1992. Yeah, and yeah, good for you. But let's get back here. According to the defense filing, investigators found multiple ritualistic symbols at the scene of the crime, including the way Libby's body was positioned. And I haven't found those diagrams again, sadly.
Yeah, and I
But
don't know how to work Reddit. I'm sure they're on Reddit boards
mm,
somewhere, and I don't know how to I'm new
yeah,
to the internet, using it as an actual work
mm,
thing and not a
yeah,
place to just have
mm,
fun and find Futurama memes.
mm. But let's see here if I can find something to steer us right. Okay. This is Elder Futhark. The top rune here, or you have the top, that one F, then you have also this one. Oh, that was not a good picture. And this one that I'm highlighting here, Ansuz, which means God or Odin. That is what the defense claim was written on the tree. For me, I say from memory, it more resembles the F, but like, or even this P. Also, on this, the sticks that was found on one of the girls' body. Let's see if I can find that here somewhere. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Hold on, I have to find it somewhere else. Dun dun dun. Oh, for crap's sake! There. Hold on.
No problem. But, I mean, it's not with outside the realm of possibility if people are cosplaying, Vikings that they would get some of these runes
Mm,
completely wrong and or bastardized.
mm. Let's see here. The one they are claiming is this one down here. The
Okay.
Ia or
The
Ia,
serpent?
which means serpent.
Okay.
Yeah, there are different, because this is with runes is that yes, they can have one meaning, but in combination with others, that's when you get the written language. So just because something means God and serpent does not mean it means that once you put it together. And this is something this white supremacy group often miss out. They only use that rune and that rune. They don't put it into an actual sentence, which,
You mean
well,
hillbillies aren't good with grammar, even with runes?
oh, imagine that. Mm,
Stereotypes are not real, people. I'm just kidding.
mm,
I'm joking.
mm.
Look, I'm gonna be all the petty for people that allegedly, possibly did unalive 2 girls because their mother if the defense memo is to be believed, the
Yeah,
impotence for targeting these 2 girls is because the mother was dating a non-pure person. if you catch my drift.
Yeah.
Of one of the girls was dating outside her race, and that was enough to
Well,
uh
one of the girls' mother dated outside of her, wasn't it?
yes, that's
Yeah, because one of the
uh
girls was dating of sorts what the defense points out as their prime suspects, his son, Logan, was dating one of these girls. And rumor, conspiracy is that she broke up. And all of a sudden, she's dead. And apparently, that was too big of a stretch for the prosecution to even investigate, even when the father was a locally known Odinist.
yeah, it
I mean,
was really very again, it seems like they did a cursory investigation. There were 3 or 4 officers that disagreed with kind of throwing out this particular, line of investigation. They went on to do their own more thorough investigation, turned over all that evidence, really continued to pick into that. We're doing a very kind of, um 5,000 feet overview today,
yeah.
KT, and then I will
Mm,
be going deeper into it,
mm,
um, eh, because it
mm.
is 100 and how many pages was it?
Thir-
It's 130?
136.
136. It has its own intro. I
Yeah.
am making graphs with photographs, so you know that
Mm,
you know who the players are. It's very detailed, and I want to get,
mm,
I want to devote actual time to it and give you guys,
mm,
real detailed. And then I want to go into the state's response, which is a lot of
mm,
words of "nuh-uh," and we don't want any cameras here, and we don't want you to be able to they don't want the defense to be able to respond publicly to anything anymore or
No,
deliver anything to the public.
no, uh, they filed a gag order some time ago against
Yes.
everybody on the defense. Yeah, potential investigators, the family of the defendant. And for me, okay, you are in violation of the First Amendment.
And the family of the victims
And the
too.
family of the victims too. I mean, this is bonkers. And it's,
The
in my opinion, clearly a First Amendment violation because there is nothing in the First Amendment that says we have exceptions when a prosecutor doesn't want the defense to speak in their defense to the public. To my knowledge, at least.
well, I mean, it'd be different if, again, when the defense first put out the memo, I will tell you that I was like, "Oh my gosh, man, bear pig people, you guys defense, I wanted to like you,
Mm,
and you pulled out Odinist cult.
yeah.
I I can't with you guys."
Mm,
Then they look, I love me a footnote, but they started pulling everything from depositions. Everything is from a deposition. Everything is cited in the discovery.
mm.
Everything is in, they're not pulling this out of their behinds. They're not taking this like
No,
Carl over here from, Mad TV said this, and Gina over here from Grizzly Crime said this.
and I heard
So
that when I
it's
was on this beauty salon last week. I mean, this and this is what they have found uh, from what the prosecution has given them so far. We have to. We don't know if what the defense has is all of it, and that is, yeah, it's frustrating. And for instance, I'm not sure in the discovery that the state has put in what if anything made them exclude any ritualistic things, even though, yeah, it's.
Their only claim is that Mads had a question.
Oh,
What how can the judge impose a gag order on people not participating in the trial? He can't just rule over random people.
well, unless they uh, appeal it, it's on the judge discretion to put out gag orders, apparently.
Well, and I think as far as the family goes, I know from my defense attorney when the gag order came out with the family, that is highly unorthodox for Indiana. That's generally not how things go, according to her. Again, not being a lawyerly person, because I did ask about that. However, I think if the family doesn't fight it,
Mm,
and I think the family is worried about the integrity of the case, because you have two spectrums. You have, like, the family in the Koberger case, the Scott guy, who was leaking out details of the case that maybe the investigators were having issues with, which is why the gag orders were given,
mm,
possibly. And then you had, this case where no one's saying anything. So I think there can be a reason that you would maybe tell the families, like, "Be quiet,
yeah,
please, just a little bit."
yeah.
But in this case,
It's a generic shut up everybody who isn't the state. And for me, I mean, because then all of a sudden, all you have is the press conferences from the prosecution. And if the claim is, which it often is, to not poison the jury pool, well, what are you doing then if you only allow the prosecution to speak? What is that if not poisoning the jury pool?
yeah, it really is very lopsided. I am interested to see what the court rules as far as the Franks hearing, because I think we will see how this judge leans,
Mm,
seeing how the Franks hearing motion goes, and
mm,
then seeing what she does with the cameras. I honestly think if she does not allow the cameras, we are going to have an uprising. I
yeah,
I think she's
because
going to have major issues. I think it's honestly going to go almost up to the governor, if possible, because people are noticing shenanigans. People are
mm,
noticing shenanigans. I think the attorney general will probably get involved, because now the attorney general already has his own issues in Indiana right now. So,
mm. Yeah, but there are, other than the governor, you can appeal to state supreme court, and well, I don't know the Indiana rules on this, if it is on the judge's discretion, because if it is, well, here we go, and that is also frustrating, because apparently the public interest in this case, and the defense says, please put cameras, because then you can't argue the defendant's integrity. And I don't know the Indiana case law and statutes on this.
yeah,
Uh,
as a non-lawyerly person, I'm just hoping, like I said, if this guy is all the guilties, I just want a fair playing field. And right
mm,
now, nothing is making sense here as far as what is being presented. It looks like a lot of
mm.
it looks
Yeah,
like that.
it looks like this. It's a cluster F, and it's been that for 6 years, where the prosecution has allowed conspiracies to roam free. But none of the conspiracies, I believe, was about a semi-secret. Oh, thank you. Uh, this is my name in runic, Elder Futhak.
Oh.
Nice. Ooh, I will have to save that. Thank you so much. I will do a print screen. There. Dun, dun, dun. Thank you so much. It's one of these things, since I go back maybe 35, 40 years or something, I had better grasp of runes and stuff like that. But now I'm just a normal, well, not normal maybe, but it is frustrating to see my ancestors' religion being dragged in the mud by these Aurons with a silent M.
Yeah, I don't like that things get co-opted by groups, and then unfortunately, then if you say you have anything to do with anything like that, it's unfortunately tainted with
Yeah.
that
And
sort of connotation.
and I just as that's my name, rune by rune, letter by letter. But if you take out the different meanings in my name, you get might get different runes. It's like sign language. You can spell out turtle, but I believe this is turtle in sign language. So yeah.
And as we established yesterday, I only know one thing in sign language. I know two things in sign language is if I use one finger on two hands.
Yeah, I mean a damn rabbit, or if it's the other way around.
I'm bilingual.
Oh. KT says, I'm beginning to believe the Carol co-investigators did not want to believe in the ritualism angle. Yeah, because if you're still in many areas in the United States, they still remember the Satanic Panic. And if they go out with ritualistic angle and it turns out it's completely wrong, then they are absolute fool. Then they have made absolute fools of themselves. Instead, they do it this way. Yeah. Where were we? Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Let's read some more from this. The defense claimed the group have motive to kill the girls because one of their parents was dating a person of another race. Yeah, so it's dual motives because first, the parent of one of the girls dated a person of another race, and the son of one of these Odinists dated one of the girls who may or may not have broken up. I mean, yeah.
I wish they would have led with, that possible connection first. I understand why they
I mean,
I
but that is one of the first parents. Okay, dad in the picture, mom in the picture, stuff like that, and then the direct surroundings. Okay, did your girls date anybody?
yeah, and the boyfriend was allegedly 18, and the girl that he was talking to was 13. I have so many issues with that.
Yeah.
So many. I mean,
Mm.
as a mom who has a girl who's about to turn 13, can I explain to you
How
that that
many
would never
guns you
happen?
needed to have one to dispose of afterwards?
Well, look, every family is gonna have different standards, but I would think that that would be, um, a kinda common no-go, but
Yeah.
I'm trying not to judge.
Mm.
I'm trying not to
We
I'm
simply don't know
trying.
yet. These are rumor, speculation, allegation. Yeah. What more do we have? Also, in the finding, the defense outlines 92 different reasons the murders of Libby and Abby could not have been committed by a singular person. Yeah, not only that, but yeah, maybe well-trained army guy, but this guy was 5'4" and shape of a sphere.
Yeah, he was not, he was not, American Gladiator, laser and diamond sort of, uh
Mm,
also, please bring back American Gladiator. I would love that show.
mm,
Can we bring it back?
mm.
But,
You have that
yeah,
ninja warrior stuff, but
no.
you can jump and skip and stuff. No, I want normal people get absolutely jackhammered by trained people in a
Yeah,
gauntlet.
yeah, and shoot them with tennis balls.
Yeah.
Bring
Yeah.
back bring America together, bring back American Gladiator. The Heal America.
Mm,
But just the physicality you would need, because the girls' clothes were wet, they had to go through a creek. You had to, just
yeah.
take their clothes on and
The
off. It just
undressing and
and
dressing again, and
if you've ever
no
tried to
blood.
get a
I mean, no.
toddler dressed when they're fighting you, you know how intensely difficult that is. Imagine doing that, for lack of a better phrase, with dead weight.
Yeah. And on top
And
of
I
that,
don't mean that
if yeah,
crudely.
yeah, we have to be a bit technical here, and this is no disrespect to the kids or the victims' families, but if there is no or very little blood on the clothes, that would mean that somehow we know they had passed at the time of the clothing, and that brings the question: okay, how much blood was drained? And there's one thing. I mean, then we go into a completely different kind of sociopathy on the killer. To watch someone, I mean, instant killing, that
Yeah,
happens all the time, but watching someone bleed out and
yeah.
draw with blood. Now we are talking Jeffrey Dahmer type.
And then to reclothe and to, put other person's clothing, another bra on, to lay sticks on top of them,
Mm,
to pose them. I mean, to be in their presence, to have watched all this
mm.
and then pose them the way it just,
Yeah,
as a
it's
not crazy person, it's hard to wrap your mind around that. And then it's hard to imagine that this person, I know it happens. I know Dennis Rader exists. I know
mm,
that Ted Bundy exists.
yeah,
It just, if you look at, I'll have to, when I do the memo, there's writing where Richard Allen requests public defenders because he's declared basically indigent.
mm,
Um, this is not the writing of a man who seems to be able to possibly have a public outward facing, the kind of intelligence where he could have a public outward facing
mm,
sociopathy, to where he could have that very charming mask on the
mm,
outside, and then this sort of very deeply
yeah,
disturbed inside.
yeah. And when we go into the ritualistic aspects, claiming it is in the, I mean, r- sacrifices existed back then in that religion. Human sacrifices, on the other hand, was extremely rare. And when it happened, volunteers. For instance, an aging warrior who could not no longer be on the battlefield, who couldn't fight to earn his way into Valhalla, could volunteer because that would be that person's ticket to Valhalla. But two girls in this and no, I mean, they had laws back then too. And this type of behavior, even an unsanctioned murder, because sometimes killings were sanctioned, but an unsanctioned killing, you would be annihilated completely. And if it is a sanctioned murder, then you have the aspect of organization, which you have in the Odin Brotherhood. Yeah, eating babies and
Well, I
everything
mean,
was. I mean, during my streams and everything, we joke around about Vikings traveling to northern Europe and spreading DNA and stuff, but that rare. I mean, I can't say it never happened, but that they were there to collect bounty and what we call trälar, which is roughly translated to slaves. Does that mean nothing happened to these? No. I would assume. But even in those old times, you earned your freedom as well. You were not treated as cattle. I mean, this.
so the sticks on the bodies, they said that they represented runes. I do think that they scrubbed the internet of the photo, and I don't know that I saved the photo of the bodies the way the runes were set up. I will have to look at the memo and see if I can scour Reddit, if I can figure out how to use it, because I'm sure someone has saved the photo, or if on Discord. Now, the defense says the rune was painted on the tree.
Yeah. And they claim it resembles this F or A in actual translation, which means the Anzus or God. But from memory, it also resembles the F, which is Fö, cattle or wealth. And that is what was written in blood on the tree. And for me, someone who doesn't know the difference between those two, those are completely different. And there's something really, really weird about it, because on top of that, if I can find it again, here, the sticks on one of the girls were shaped like come on. Like this, the ER.
I was
here.
trying to use my clicker, and I'm like, you can't see my clicker.
It's
like everyone, it's this one.
Yeah. The serpent, the sign of the serpent. And oh, sorry. There, you can see it more clearly. So it's this one.
Well, and wasn't there a haggle?
The what, the who?
Haggle was hail. So there was a haggle one near. So there was one of the sticks was arranged. One of the set of sticks were arranged in the hail.
Yeah.
And then one was arranged in like the serpents.
And it's.
And I will be doing a more deep dive next week. I will have all of my charts ready to go. I will try to break
here's the
this
thing.
down.
One of the signs is from the Anglo-Saxon Futhark, and the other is from the Elder Futhark, or Futhark. I'm not exactly. So it's a mix of languages, so even. Which more tells me that this is people who only had knowledge. Oh, this is a rune. Let's place those two together, and it's very, very cool. But no, you have to be very, very careful with the runes. And there are so many. Hold on, where I can show you. I had it before. I had it here. Dun, dun, dun. Because even within Scandinavia, there were different runes between different areas. Where I can't find. Yeah. Oh, when Mo does a deep dive, because
Yes.
this 4-part series is to make everybody up to date what actually had been going on. Yeah, no, the sticks is that's no, but the sticks was in the shape of this of runes.
I
Yeah.
mean, I think the bigger part again,
Mm,
and Peter, when you
mm,
take out the ritual part of it,
mm,
I think the defense has a bigger argument here when you say that one single person could not have done all these
mm,
things in the
mm,
time allotted
mm,
and left no DNA, touch evidence, fiber evidence, nothing but a bullet
mm.
covered in detritus.
Yeah, and for what we know, they didn't find Mr. Allen's DNA. We know absolutely nothing if there is other DNA, because that hasn't been released even to the defense yet.
Yeah, and so this morning I know this is kind of off topic, but this seems to be a trend in cases here. This is happening in the Karen Reed case where they are slow walking discovery. In her case, this is happening. Uh,
Mm,
so, Peter Barclow, I have not gone over. Court TV was told another thing. So again, I haven't gone over what the state has said. I am going over what the court has, or what this. I will go over what both cases have said, and I will try to give a full and balanced thing. What I will tell you is that the state has not been forthcoming with a lot of discovery to the defense. The state has also blocked a lot of public discovery to the rest of us. They have also not been forthcoming in the investigation as far as giving things out. The probable cause affidavit was very weak, in my opinion, but I'm
mm,
also just a person on the internet. I hope they find the right person. And like I said, if Richard Allen is guilty, I hope they have the evidence to prove it. But thus far, they haven't shown a lot of evidence
mm.
yet that really helps me prove it. I hope they come to trial with a lot of evidence, but I don't like the tactics that the state is using. They do not
Absolutely. Mm,
engender confidence in me, at
mm,
least.
mm. Let's see here if I. Oh, dun, dun, dun. No. Well, here we have. There, I can show you the difference between ages and regions of sorts. I don't know how these have categorized them. So here you have the differences in.
So, did we want to talk about maybe how this author started this whole offshoot of Odinism that's become
Oh,
popular?
yeah, let's do that. And the invention of the Odin Brotherhood. Yeah, by this guy, the genetically superior guy. The Odin Brotherhood paradigm was invented in 1992 via the publication of the book The Odin Brotherhood by Dr. Mark Mirabello, who is a professor of European history at Shawnee State University. Mark made up a false. This is from people who actually have some clue about it. Yeah. A false narrative of how he discovered the Odin Brotherhood, which he himself invented. The story goes like this. Mark Mirabello encountered a silver-haired man. No, not me. Not me. Not me. Not even
It was
drunk me.
Ian Runkle. I
It was,
knew.
yeah.
I knew it. Runkle was in England, and he met this particular man.
Yeah. In a bookshop in Leith in the United Kingdom. At the time, Mirabello was conducting historical research as a doctoral student in Scotland's University of Glasgow. The gentleman, who called himself Lodur's friend, in honor of the mysterious god in the Eddic verses. Now, Lodur is... Let's see here. This is Lodur. Is a god in Norse mythology. In a poetic Edda poem, Völuspá, he is assigned a role in animating the first humans, but apart from that, he is hardly ever mentioned and remains obscure. And this is when you are creating a fake bastardization of the Old Norse, then pick a god who is virtually unknown, because there's nothing to disprove whatever crap you insert to that god, particular god. And
Note to self for my upcoming religion for tax purposes.
Japanese Yakuza. Nick, if you know what Kugnes festival, yeah, I know what the festival is. A friend of mine is attending there often, so I know about it. Let's see, what else do we have? Was holding a peculiar cane adorned with the images of the serpent and the ass. He means a donkey, but yeah, I think ass is more donkey. Holding a cane with a peculiar, but mine has a wolf's head, so it wasn't me. I would not have a serpent or an ass on my. Well, I could have. Given the opportunity, I will place this in the ass of some of these jackasses, but yeah.
Allegedly
Allegedly.
in Pac-Man, Tetris, and Pac-Man.
The two animals that speak in the Bible, because we all know that the ass.
I didn't think the Norse and Christianity melded well together.
No, not particularly. We have to remember that the origins we have they have traced writings back to the 3rd century BC, which has the mentions of, well, there are runes with mentions, and since it was evolved up to that point, we can assert that the creation or the origins was a few hundred years prior, and which puts the origins of the Aesir faith pre-Christian, pre-Bible, not pre-Old Testament, but pre-modern Bible. So having an ass and a serpent talk now.
Well, if you're already making stuff up, I guess,
Yeah, if you already are making stuff up. Both were examining occult books, because is there something that Vikings were known for was occultism? No. The young man noticed that Mirabello was studying a book called The Brotherhood of the Rosy Cross by Arthur Edward Waite. Haven't read that. During this encounter, the gentleman pointed out that the rose symbolizes secrecy, while pointing to an engraving in Mirabello's book on the Rosy Cross. The gentleman went on to say that since we speak sub rosa or under the rose. Our discussion must remain forever secret.
I'm glad you published a book about it.
Yeah, good.
You're doing a great job, sir.
This is. Oh, I'm wondering when did that guy publish Christ the Jesus Bloodline book? What's it called again?
Oh,
With Tom Hanks in the
the
movie.
Da Vinci
Yeah, the Da
Code.
Vinci Code. Yeah, maybe. When was it published?
I don't know. It is almost as believable as Dogma.
Okay, 2003. So Da Vinci Code. Yeah, so this bullshit was published before the Da Vinci Code. The two men became friends, and Lodor's friend introduced Mirabello to a circle of fascinating individuals. Boo. The group met for unusual feasts, normally in Edinburgh or London, always at night and always during the time of the new moon. The feast was referred to as conventicles, which is a mix of convention and tentacles, I believe.
Did he also put tentacle prawn in his freaking, what the actual degenerate chinchilliness? Oh my, for the love of all that is Cheetos.
Some years after the publication of Mirabello's book, the anonymous and privately printed teachings of the Odin Brotherhood began to circulate. Copies of the latter are rare. And
probably because of the tentacles.
Yeah. And for some odd reason, here it is. Very rare. Extremely rare.
I can't. I just can't. I give up. Please, where does the the guy was like the God that predated the Bible but also brought biblical symbolism was like,
Yeah.
hey, sir, don't tell anyone about this. Also, write a book.
Yeah, definitely.
And
definitely.
Tentacles. Don't forget the tentacles of fury. As my youngest might say other words, but the tentacles of fury.
Let's see. Oh, can I? Oh, come on. I don't
Look, it's easy to sell men who have failed to move forward on their own volition.
look at that.
This, you used to be a Viking and you come from great stock and the world is against you. But this is
let's talk to this guy.
This genetic
let's bring him into our secret Viking society.
Rick Moranis and Bill Gates with a worse jawline. I mean, this is the Ubermensch we were promised.
Yeah.
Nicholas,
definitely.
your ancestors pillaged and fought and genetically spread their wealth along all the ancestry, and this is what they ended up with.
Sure, but you do know why Scandinavian women are so pretty. Vikings didn't bring back any ugly ones. I mean,
well, true. I mean, if you're gonna go to Walmart, you don't pick like the clearance section. I'm just saying. Well, I do, but that's because I have 6 children. But you go to Target. If you're gonna raid, you've seen the mobs taking things. They always go to Gucci. They never go to like Priceless.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you have that guy who this Odin Brotherhood, that's our guy. I mean, what if this showed up? This is the author of the new Viking teachings. I would assume I would have somewhat more credibility just by appearance.
I'm not saying that maybe other certain pride groups had a point by wearing maybe costumes that covered their faces so they didn't maybe show what they looked like, but marketing-wise,
Yeah,
possibly they had a point.
yeah. But yeah, but here
Let's
is
stay on
the
track for this
extremely
5
rare and
seconds.
secret. The ensuing is a comprehensive overview of legends, ideas, understandings, rites, and rituals held and practiced by those men and women who are beholden to the organic pre-Christian faith of the Nordic area. Area, because area with a Y and area is two different things. But you, you can see where they are going.
Well, I mean, we can't be subtle. Look, look, we're trying
Can
to
I have
sell this
both?
to
No.
people that don't get subtle, alright?
Mm. The passages within this book are extracted from an audience given by a Highland member of an arcane mystic order known as Odin Brotherhood, devoted to the ideas, exercise, and advancements of Odinic science. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Wait, there's a sci are they the science? What kind of science are we doing alchemy here? Can I make gold? Can I make the weather change? I'm just
Yeah.
asking for a friend. I don't like the rain.
If any of you Odinists are checking this stream out, fuck you. What are you going to do? Visit me? Sure, I have 46 acres of land.
But are you in an area or an area with an E or a Y? Because I think they're gonna be confused.
Oh,
Jiminy
oh,
Christ. I am
mm, yeah.
what kind of science? What is Odinic science?
I
I need
have
to
no idea. This incisive and revealing work, revealing, I thought it was secret, presents the opportunity to serve as a guide for those initiates pursuing instruction in the Odinic mysteries. Okay, so not science and mysteries, and practices thereof.
I'm conflicted because I want to buy it, but I don't wanna give this man money
Mm.
and or help this man in any way.
What's going on? Why does go away? Go away.
Because Scribe is terrible.
Yeah, they are talking about blah 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 rituals and
Oh, wait, can I
oh.
divorce my husband if I say divorce 3 times? I just need to ask for a friend.
Ah, no, but I'm going back to this because I can't. I can't. Let's see what else they have here.
Nicholas's blood pressure is going over the limit.
I mean, this is so stupid. I mean,
So, long story short, folks, these guys aren't Odinist in a pure sense. They have bastardized what in Jesus's name is what in the cosplay of Lord of the Rings is this?
yeah. But here comes something interesting. Initiation into the Odin Brotherhood, which only occurs at the solstices. Oh, for fuck's sake. Involves a kind of vision quest cemented by a ceremony of blood. Here is
What in the
something.
peyote?
This might be something that the defense is going for. In ancient religion, without blood, there is no power. Which one? Well, you have Christianity. This is my blood. This is my flesh. But this is supposed to be pre-Jesus, and so that ritual wasn't invented yet. That is the reason that Amos was cut in half when the biblical Jehovah made his covenant with Abraham. Okay, but what does? I mean, jeez, who? The initiation rite of the Odin Brotherhood involves solitude, a diet of bread and ice. What? Why? Why? And a white shroud, a dagger, and a fire. The initiate, after proper purification, makes 3 incisions on his body, done in the name of holy violence, necessary violence. 3 incisions. Okay, holy violence, necessary violence. That's so stupid. I mean, if there were some rights before war, before conquest, but not as an initial.
This is the hot topic of Odinism, isn't it? This is the 14-year-old girl who's decided she's going to be a goth this year.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and it's not a phase, Mom. It's not a phase. I really am a goth.
Yeah, I'm going to look like this the rest of my life. He then devotes, hallows, and sanctifies his soul to the gods who live by penetrating a fire 3 times with a dagger stained with his own blood. Penetrating. Not even the fun kind of penetration.
Yeah, I was gonna say something, but then I thought that's a slow pitch. I don't know.
Yeah. Yep.
What
Yeah.
I mean, the symbolism. This is such a try hard move. I would imagine. Okay, I would imagine, as with any faith, most faiths are your personal walk with whatever religion you choose. So I would assume that Odinism would, correct me if I'm wrong, anyone who does practice Odinism, but I would think that it would be the same way with Odinism. So the trappings are sort of extra. The whole whatever the hell this is sort of trappings and extra. This is more about your personal walk with whatever you choose. If I'm getting this all wrong, I'm trying to find an Odinist who will talk with me to kind of get a more authentic
there is a
look.
Danish. There are about 1,000, 1,500 people who practices the old faith, but I have no connection to them. But I do have a friend that cosplay Viking stuff, so I can ask him.
Yeah, because
well, look who's talking. I mean, cosplaying a Viking.
Nicholas, just ask him if he's ever penetrated a fire with a dagger.
Have you penetrated a dagger? Penetrated a fire with your dragon? Well, I have 1 or 2 red-headed girls under my belt.
Well, I mean, I would actually.
Apparently, I'm an Odinist.
I would be more impressed with that than this crap. Banging a redhead as a membership, inclusion
First you need to
option,
find a redhead.
is better than, cutting yourself thrice and then sticking your hand in a fire for reasons.
Yeah.
Based on a man who wrote a book about a guy who he met in a pub. Possibly.
The scars are called the marks of joy. They are based on the marking with the spear ceremony described in the Yngliga saga by Snorri Sturlason. Yeah, that's a proper saga. Snorri Sturlason is. Let's not get this. Yeah, he is. He authored some of the Prose Edda. Snorri Sturlason lived from 1179 to 1241, was an Icelandic historian, poet, and politician. He was elected twice as law speaker of the Icelandic parliament. Yeah, by the way, Iceland has the oldest parliament in the world. I believe it is around that time. So yeah, about almost 1,000 years old. Where was I? The Alting. He is commonly thought to have authored or compiled portions of the Prose Edda, which is a major source for what is today known as Norse mythology, and Heimskringla, a history of the Norse kings, that began with legendary material in the Ynglinga saga and moves through to early medieval Scandinavian history. Yeah, and that's him. Dun, dun, dun. The female neophyte.
There has never been one ever. Not one. Prove me wrong.
Yeah. However, makes
In this
three.
particular sect. I'm sure there's female Odinist. I'm just saying, in this bastardized version, I don't think there's ever been a female.
Makes 3 small incisions on the tip of a right index finger. The Odin Brotherhood believes that the female's breasts, the last and most beautiful embellishments she receives in life, must not be disfigured. Well, that's nice of them.
Well, I'm glad that the breasts are sacred. Jesus, I mean, what would we do without boobs?
Yeah, but
safe. Dear God, not the boobs. What? Why? What? Jesus, this. You know what? I could see that dude writing something like this. I could see that dude writing something like this. He's like, I have never seen a boob on real life, but they're sacred and beautiful. And one day I want to see a boobie. And so if we ever get a girl to come here, she has to show her boobs, but they can't be cut. Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Got it. Everyone.
Yeah, got it. Yeah. Mircea, I have no fucking idea who that is. Knows that secret society
Archaic
initiations.
Techniques of ecstasy. Now there's a book I need to.
Yeah. He knows that secret society initiations resemble shamanic initiations and include seclusion, some sort of prohibition, covering the face and body, usually with something that is white, and a difficult ordeal which involves the infliction of cruelties. Okay, so I would guess that he is just a historian that just describes it. Then I have this. The Odin Brotherhood has 3 seasonal rites. We again complete no. Summer solstice, winter solstice, harvest, and so.
Halloween. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
They're like Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but just 3? No.
Well, I thought that there were
4.
Well,
Vikings was predominantly farmers and fishermen and stuff like that, who occasionally thought, what's beyond the horizon? And are the women prettier? And
I mean, they did get the booby thing right, Nicholas.
Yeah, they got one thing right.
All of human history, we're just trying to find different boobs.
Yeah. Okay. The first is called The Night of Joy.
What is wrong with these people? Who read this book and thought, you know what, this is going to be my religion?
Insecure boys and men who can,
All right, let's
honor
continue.
of the goddesses. Yeah.
Okay.
The Night of Joy is celebrated on the eve of the summer solstice. The festival includes feasting, jocularity, and frivolity. What the frick is that?
Frivolity. So like fun, dancing, feasting, jocularity, kind of like being fun, dancing around, joking.
Okay, a state of happiness. Jesus Christ. The second is called the Night of Courage, held in the honor of all the Odinites who have died. What, from self-inflicted asphyxiation?
Autoerotic asphyxiation.
The Darwin Award nominees.
Sorry.
It occurs on October 31st. Yeah, so these have a Halloween. Halloween is October 31st, isn't it? Or something like that? Yeah.
Yes, it's the 31st.
In the old calendar, October 31st marks the beginning of winter, the time when death is strong in nature. The third festival is called the Night of Generosity, conducted on the eve of the winter solstice. This festival includes the bestowal of gifts. It's Christmas. They reinvented Christmas.
I can't, Nicholas. I can't. I'm done. I can't. I need to go out. I am done. You lost me on the booby things. Oh Lord. Oh my gosh. So basically, this is the overarching theme these people used. In theory, the defense is saying, I will go over. The defense will break it down, obviously.
Yeah.
But this is the ideology that certain people have run with, and it is the cringiest. Oh my, we've broken Nicholas. Now, Nicholas, if you don't dress up as a neophyte, now you can. The boobs are optional. I mean,
Well, I'm big enough for yeah.
oh
I mean,
but
you don't get to my weight without boobies.
Oh my gosh, it's just I can see. Look, Delphi is a small town. You have a bunch of people. Industry is leaving our small towns. It really is. It's leaving. You have a bunch of people who are seeing their futures going away in the middle class and things like that. And you have dumb snake oil salesmen who come around and say, look, you can regain your honor, your good feelings about yourself, this, that, and the other, by taking pride in stupid stuff. And some people will cling on to that and use it for ridiculousness. So you can see how it would be.
For what I get, these people are white supremacists. They call themselves pureblood or something else really stupid. And then they inserted some kind of Norse mythology in it because it looks cool. Does that mean... I mean, it's laughable, it's ridiculous, it's a bastardization of the old Norse faiths. But does that mean they aren't dangerous? Of course they are dangerous. It's laughable. But these people they have some misused pride. They don't want to be outed as the morons they are. Of course, they can get violent and very angry and stuff like that. And
and again, we haven't seen all the evidence. So the defense might be putting this out there. This is just a theory.
Yeah.
It's a theory. It's not the truth. Again, the defense is getting this from the discovery they have, but the state still has discovery they have yet to turn over. The state is sitting on discovery. They are stymieing the defense in every way they can. So even if the state could be sitting right now on, DNA evidence that Richard Allen was right there, and they're just sitting on it for reasons we can't figure it out.
Yeah. We simply don't know because the state doesn't want to have it revealed.
And so that's the other part, that this is fun to look at. It's kind of, not fun, but it's definitely an angle to look at. But this is also an overarching angle of this seems to be a trend with prosecutors lately on cases that are high profile or weaker than they seem fairly weak from the outside, from non-legal people, that the state is slow rolling discovery. And that is something I have been noticing.
Yeah, and we see it in, especially in the Kohlberger case. We see it in other cases that even in the Henry Dinkins trial, in the letter from Henry Dinkins to the judge, which was not admissible at all because but he stated in that letter, and if it's true, then they didn't receive most of the discovery until the day of the trial. And that shouldn't have been a hard case to prosecute.
And that's my issue is, look, it's even for Henry Dinkins, who I think was guilty, I think they had the stuff to prove it if they had just made a coherent case. But that's neither here nor there. Win on a level playing field. I want everyone to have a fair case, regardless of how douchey, how terrible the person is, because if I'm sitting there, I want a level playing field.
Yeah, but I'm starting to get to the opinion that more than a few jurors walk in with it's a 50-50 case. I just need what speaks to me in order to convict, instead of having 100% of the burden is on the prosecution. And I think this defense knows this, that they more or less have to prove innocence, not the other way around.
Yeah, and I'm afraid that the state has had the power move of being able to have all these press conferences, being able to have all of this stuff to really put all this evidence out and then try to gag the defense.
Yeah.
But I have got to get Mr. Friberto out before he...
And this is one of the reasons I did it, because I have a slightly larger audience than Mo, so we can get an overview of this, get more people over to Mo for the deep dives, get her monetized, get her the hour, get everybody get over to Mo and subscribe to her. So you can get, especially regarding this Delphi case, because Mo is local, almost.
Yes, I'm going to be trying, weather permitting and my leg permitting, to get up to Delphi this weekend or next to take some footage of the bridge. I'm not walking over the bridge. Too high, nope. But I will be trying to get some footage, at least personally, of the area. And then next week, I hope to start doing a deep dive of the memo and the state's response, and then covering the Take Care of Maya trial, because that's my next trial that I'm working on.
Yeah, and tomorrow, again, I'm having, let's see if I can get that one. Tomorrow, 3 p.m. my time, 9 a.m. Eastern time, it is Chat-Faced for Charity Part 2.
Yes.
Where you donate to the Zachariah Anderson Give Send Go, and then you get some in super chats or via PayPal or memberships and stuff like that. And $100 to Zach, $25 to me, and I take a shot. And then we will see how long I will last. Yeah.
It will be fun.
It will be amazing, and I've invited very many people. Everybody. Okay, so this is the end of this series. I might try to rework all the parts into podcast form for release closer, if there is a trial in January, to have it released closer to that, to bring up more interest and get more people over to my channel and Mo's channel and stuff like that. And I am going to redirect you all over to Broken Baker. I think
Yes,
they
I
are
think they're on
having.
Verdict Watch.
They are on Verdict Watch. Yes.
And then
So.
in about at 1:00, I believe, I am going to do the state's rebuttal to the defense's. I have no idea what that closing was in the Gareth
Mm,
Purse house, and then uh,
mm,
a little bit of Verdict Watch in that. And then I think Sal and EU are going to uh, pick up uh,
mm, yeah.
after that for a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah. So again, thank you to Making Law Sober, Sal, and definitely the Japanese
Yes.
Yakuza for your super chats. It's much appreciated. I will see you later or tomorrow or whenever. Thank you all for showing up. Have a nice day and talk to you all later. Bye bye.
Bye.